This podcast is for a mature audience and may be viewed as inappropriate or insensitive to some. Listener discretion is advised. The intention is to share conversation of like and unlike-minded individuals as they try to be the best them they can be in a life full of challenges, searching for love, acceptance, and positivity. Call 669-241-1422 and share yourself or catch up with SWEETBABY Jay for an anonymous face-to-face interview. Feel free to call in with questions, stories, thoughts, or anything you would love to talk about and share. Nothing is off the table when talking sweet with SWEETBABY Jay at 669-241-1422.
Ladies and gents and ladies, you are here talking sweet with SWEETBABY Jay all day, every day. As we all know, it's a no-face, no-case scenario. We have this beautiful young lady sitting across from me in the Talking Sweet studio, as it is right now. Young lady, do you care to share your name? Remember, it's no face, no case. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, Jay, for having me.
There you go. I met this young lady at the ice cream shop, and it was strange. We started talking about Orlando and New York, and so many people relocate to Florida thinking that it is going to be greener pastures and this beautiful place. But how do you feel about it?
I feel that it's not for everyone.
Like everything?
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's definitely a very different animal, a very different way of thinking, a very different way of life. It definitely is for, obviously, the people in their golden age. And I can understand why they moved down here. I think one of the reasons I kept always asking when I was like, why do older people, why do senior citizens move down here? And one of the things that I was told was, well, if you have arthritis, the cold tends to aggravate your arthritis.
I did not think of that.
And I never knew that. A lot of people who are in their golden age, a lot of people who are they move down here who have arthritis because the warm weather does not aggravate your arthritis as opposed to the cold.
That is definitely something to think about. But you're not in your arthritis years yet. You're far away from that.
I'm very, very far from that.
You still have a lot of party in you. Do you party? Go out?
I like to go out. I have a daughter. I have a beautiful 9-year-old. And there's just other things now that this path, this journey has brought me to pursue. When you're in your 20s, kind of your 30s, yeah, there's the partying. You go through the club phase. Then you go through this bar phase. And now partying is a different thing. For me, partying has to have meaning.
How does partying have meaning? This is something I've never heard that before.
It has to have meaning. And what I mean by meaning is I want to be around my friends.
Ah, okay.
Like really good friends. We're going out and we're having a good time. It's not that let's get drunk to get drunk.
Ah, yes,
Let's go out to pick up guys or pick up girls. It's like, let's go out and let's check out this place. Let's go on this vacation spot. Let's go to this restaurant. Hey, let's go to the movies. Let's share memories. Let's make memories.
Are you married?
I am happily divorced.
Ooh, well, anytime I meet someone that's divorced, I tell them congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. That's my first congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. I personally believe that it gives the opportunity for someone that wants to be there, deserves to be there, or even give them that shot for somebody to be the person that you need to be. Everyone wants to get married. I don't think people realize how much it takes to stay married.
It's society. It's still very much a society thing. It is a society thing where it's like you're born, you study, go to college, get a job, and get a career, and then you get married, then you have children. And that's kind of the conditioning that our society has based it that. And if you're a woman, it's like, oh, a housewife, have children.
I don't know. I don't sound into that housewife thing. I'm not about that life.
Right.
I will always be in a 2-income house unless I hit the lotto. And even if I hit the lotto, you got to get out of my face 8 hours out of the day. I'm not playing them games. I'm not playing those games, man. You got to get a job. I don't care how rich we are. And just so you guys know, I'm nowhere near rich. It's all a work in progress. So divorced. Does your ex-husband live out here well, or how does that? Doesn't work.
I went through a very hard divorce. Still dealing with it. Still dealing with the aftermath of it. In getting divorced in Orlando, going through the legal system here, going through what the statutes are here, going through a whole 50-50. Like, I didn't realize that there are states that favor the mother, states that favor the father.
There are states that I never even heard that. States that favor the father?
Mm-hmm. And Florida is one of those.
Oh, really?
And Florida is one of those. And they're very big on this 50-50 rule, which does not work for every family.
When you say 50-50, sometimes they split custody.
That's what 50-50 is.
Okay. How does a kid deal with 50-50 split when they're in school? Do they go to one school and another school, or one parent has to travel out of their way depending on where everyone resides? How does that work?
The child stays in one school.
Oh, okay.
The parents are living within that radius of the school, and then it's just sharing that time. So X amount of days, the one parent has a child, and then the other X amount of days,
The other parent.
And it's really how both parents really want to work it out.
Are you guys working that out okay? Is it?
It's not.
It's not working.
It's not. Like I said, I believe that in me going through my situation and how the 50-50 came into play was some legislator or something was going through a divorce, and there was some kind of issue with the time sharing, and then they decided to put this 50-50 in place by this 50-50 rule, which at the time Governor Rick Scott did not approve of it. And I did believe that he did veto the 50-50 because he agreed 50-50 doesn't work for every family.
Well, not only that, how much does it work for the kid?
Absolutely. I have met parents, I have met fathers, and I have to say fathers because of the situation I'm dealing with the father, where I don't want to disturb the stability of the child. Let's keep the child in the home with the mom. I'll arrange every other weekend. We'll arrange that and just kind of keep it moving. I think the parents that can work those out, and parents divorcing in a very applicable way is great.
Not always.
But it doesn't always happen.
What do you do that time when not with your daughter? Do you party it up? Do you have fun, let your hair down? Or you're like, oh, I wish she was here?
I do. I miss her. When she is not with me, I miss her terribly.
So you're not out there like partying. Nah, that's not you.
No, I'll go out and
Make the best of some time.
Meet up with friends or do certain things, but I had my daughter 100% of the time. To then have her taken away from me 50% of the time, it's a big adjustment.
I'm pretty sure it is for him as well.
Not really.
No?
No. I'm going to break it down. I'm dealing, and I have been dealing, with a person who is a narcissist.
I know someone that's a narcissist. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
I think President. We'll talk about that another time.
Absolutely. We're talking a person who's a narcissist, control freak. One of the reasons why I filed for divorce was I started just realizing who this person was and just seeing in terms of integrity, just who he was and things that he was doing. And it was like a complete change of a person. And it's really interesting because there are people who are like, oh, didn't you know this before you married him? Well, if I knew this before I married him, do you think I would have married him?
Exactly. Well, people do change. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse.
Absolutely.
I always say my favorite show is Married at First Sight because everyone, as I said, is in a rush to get married. But what it takes to stay married, I say sometimes you have to eat some shit.
Okay.
Because sometimes you serve up some shit, but when it's your time to eat it, you just got to put on your little bib and say, you know what? I did what I did, but that's not always the case.
No, it's not. I'm not knocking marriage because I know that there are those marriages that are great. And of course, you're going to have your ups and your downs. You are going to have your disagreements, but you make it work. But then when you're really dealing with a whole other person that you really start seeing unravel in a very negative way, and you're saying, my God, am I supposed to be married for this person for the next 20, 30 years of my life?
How long were you guys married?
We were married about 4 years. Got separated, and then I filed for divorce.
Oh, wow. So you guys weren't in it really that long.
No, because pretty much the writing on the wall started showing.
And you was like, Control, Alt, Delete.
Right. And it's kind of like what you had said before. You have one life to live. And you want to be happy. And my thing is, I don't want to be, just because I married this person, you marry for better, for worse. For me, worse is, God forbid, you're paralyzed or you lose an arm or a limb or you go blind or something, then that's a different story. But worse is, okay, if that person cheats on you, if that person embezzles money, if that person treats you bad, if that person lies to you, if that person does all these horrible things, I'm still supposed to stay married to you because that's how it's supposed to be? No. There needs to be a change to the vows. There needs to be like paragraph 1, subsection A.
Well,
here's the terms of worse that I will accept.
Well, people need to discuss that stuff ahead of the game. There are some things that you don't think about that happen. It takes a lot to get through it. A lot of marriages have been through cheating, embezzlement. A lot of, successful marriages have been through a lot of these things.
Right.
But it's sometimes you have to know if you're even willing or able to get through that.
Mm-hmm. And that's very true.
Yeah, but this is the next part of it. So you're planning to relocate from the state where your husband lives with your daughter. Mm-hmm. How do you maneuver that?
It's going to be a better opportunity. Not only we're going back to our city. And the opportunities are boundless.
They are. Everyone's saying New York is dead.
You know what? Yes, I heard that. I heard that. There's a guy who wrote this thing on LinkedIn, and he actually moved down here to Florida when the whole COVID thing, when they shut down the city, and he was talking about how New York City's dead, and it's not going to be the same, and all this kind of stuff. And now I live in Florida because of this, because New York City's dead. Well,
New York City can't die.
New York City is a city that it's like Friday the 13th or Halloween.
Oh gosh,
it's like
please do tell.
It's like Jason Jason, it's like Jason or Michael Myers. You have like 13 episodes, 13 different movies. It's like he never dies.
Yeah, it can't.
New York, and look, New York has gone
through so many things.
Look, New York has gone 9/11, blackouts. Remember the blackout of 77? Then you had the next blackout like in like the 90s.
Just so you know, blackout of 77, I was probably in a crib someplace. I don't know. I was like, oh, it's bedtime.
But New York has gone through these really epic, catastrophic moments. I mean, there was Hurricane Sandy.
I remember that one.
I worked in finance. That's what I used to do up in New York. That was my career. And I'll never forget my building was literally had three sub-levels underneath the main lobby. Those were all flooded, and the main lobby had 5 feet of water.
Did you live in a financial district?
No, I worked in the financial district.
Oh, so that's where it was flooded.
So that was flooded, and then one train, which goes all the way down, and it's the last stop down there, that whole entire station was flooded.
All right. Yeah, I remember it very clearly. I was out there for that.
And I remember that my team and I were working from home, and my team lost power in their homes, and I was the only one, because I was living in the city, I was the only one that actually still had power. So I was still getting orders in and getting stuff done for our month end. And when you see New York has gone through all these different stages of things, even something just as 9/11, and now here's a thing as COVID, New York is New York.
Push through.
The city's so nice they named it twice.
Oh, stop it.
And it's very cliche, but it's a fact.
It's the truth. I love New York. I'm out here in Orlando and I'm trying to adjust, but there are things here, and I'm going to name a few things. You're thinking you're going to agree with me. Mm-hmm. Restaurants. Orlando does not compete.
It's not a culinary haven.
No, I'm tired of going through all the food chains. Clubs, lounges.
There's one or two. That's the max.
Orlando does not compete.
It does not.
Culture.
Yogurt. The only culture here is the yogurt at Publix.
So there again, Orlando does not compete. Diversity.
It's diversity separated by racism, prejudice, and there is some form of segregation.
Yeah.
I can seriously say that.
I can see where you'd say that. Orlando, from what I'm seeing, is definitely its pockets. Pockets of culture.
That is a good way of putting
Pockets of people, pockets of different races, and we say pockets, but then I also see where there are little drizzles of this, little drizzles of that.
Yes.
But it's just not what I really thought it would be. And I'm not knocking Orlando. Listen, every city has to go through its growth, and I can clearly see.
I'm there with you. That's not what I thought it was going to be either.
Yeah, that Orlando is definitely trying to grow, but it is not New York. I tell people this is not Harlem because I was last living in Harlem, and this is not Harlem. Not knocking Orlando, but it is not Harlem.
Orlando, it's theme parks.
Yeah.
It's theme parks. It's
not interested.
It's Disney. It's Universal. It's this whole theme park thing. It's great to kind of come down, but in terms of a culture, in terms of culinary, in terms of a hub of different things, it's not.
And you need that in your life.
As
not just
a
for
New Yorker,
yourself.
right.
But for your daughter.
For my daughter. Because I think about living in New York City, okay? You're exposed to everything.
I'm going to say yes.
Fashion, food, culture, art.
Attitude,
music, Broadway, theater, film, you name it, it's there. You can literally go to a restaurant, okay? You can eat at a different restaurant once every day. 365 days are in the year, and you're still not going to hit every single restaurant in New York City. And you're still not going to hit every restaurant.
Where I live, I could go to a different restaurant every day of the week.
Yeah.
For a month within a few miles. God bless Harlem.
Oh my God.
And you never know who you'll meet.
No.
You can meet De Niro. You could be standing right next. You never know. You can meet De Niro on the train.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people ride the train, which is really strange. But
or you are on the street. You just like you see people on the street. Oh my God. My best experience. Can I share?
Hit us.
I will never forget this. I was at Starbucks, and it was the Starbucks on Broadway and 54th Street, where P. Diddy had Bad Boy Studios right there. Starbucks there on the corner. And I would never forget, and I'm standing on line, and Starbucks always has that line. Yeah. I'm standing on line, and my friend comes up, and he's like, you're not going to believe who's standing behind you. And I'm like, who? Tay Diggs. And I'm like, shut up. And I turn around, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Tay Diggs. And I'm like, Tay Diggs is standing behind me. Oh my God. It's like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to interrupt him, but I'm like, I have to say something.
What did you say?
I turned around, I said, you are the bomb.
Listen, that's New York.
Thank you.
That's New York. I actually met Hillary Clinton in New York.
Yeah. See?
And I was just literally walking down the block. Funny story. Walking down the block. And the reason why I say it's a funny story is you always think you're going to have the best thing to say when you meet somebody famous.
Right.
I was walking. It was at girlfriend's graduation. I'm walking. A van pulls up. And these guys start jumping out with all these mics in the air. I'm like, who's this? Or whatever. Who's coming to this college graduation? And Hillary Clinton steps out directly in front of me. And literally, all I said was, oh, shit. And she's like, yes, it's me. And you think that I would have the best thing to say. And all I could say was, how's Bill?
No, you said that's it.
That's all I said. I was like,
Okay.
how's Bill? And she actually gained a lot of my respect that day because this is when they were going through their marital issues. And she was also going for some positions in office. I don't recall what she was in. But she said, Bill is doing just fine.
Okay.
She showed no attitude, no anything.
Right.
Her only response was, Bill is just fine. I know in her mind, she was like, this mother... I'm here running for office, and this dude asking me, how's my damn husband? Like, I cannot get out of this dude's shadow. But I respected her off of that. It was a really good moment. I've met all kinds of famous people in New York. It's a beautiful thing. And I can see how you'd want to go back, just even for the culture. Having your daughter being in a more diverse place where she's surrounded by different people, different types of people.
Different cultures, different. What I love and what I miss about New York is the different neighborhoods. You go to Harlem, right? You've got Harlem, okay? Then you go down to East 6th Street, and it's like that whole street it's all Indian food, the Indian restaurants.
Oh, yes, yes.
You go to Jackson Heights, you have that whole Indian neighborhood, right? Then you have Brazil Town. Then you have Koreatown.
Don't make me cry when I say Dykeman. Oh, gosh. I miss La Marina. La
Right?
Marina, but it's closed now. There's so
You go to
much.
Astoria, it's all Greek. You go to Bensonhurst, or you go to like Bay Ridge, it's all Italian. Like you
Brooklyn.
have Brooklyn, you have-
Caribbean City.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly, Caribbean City. So you have all these great neighborhoods that you can just go and immerse yourself in, and the food and the stores and everything. And it's such a melting pot. It really is. And a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people nowadays, I feel, with what is going on politically in this country and everything, is that New York is that melting pot. I was up there for 2 weeks, the beginning of summer. It was like the beginning of July, and took a boat ride. Obviously the Statue of Liberty wasn't open yet.
I was saying boat ride. Where'd you go?
Well, to see the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, okay.
So even though a lot of stuff was still, they were starting to open up, like Statue of Liberty wasn't open, you can take a boat ride, and it really got you very, very close.
My kids have never been to the Statue of Liberty, but they've been close.
Yeah.
We take that damn free trip on a Staten Island ferry all the time.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things about New York,
Yeah.
that you can take that free trip, Staten Island ferry, go there and come right back, and it's just nice.
Yeah.
It's just not. You can do that as a date. In New York,
Yes.
you can go nowhere and have a beautiful date.
Oh my God, you could just sit like on your stoop with a bottle of wine. Let's sit, let's talk.
My wife and I, our first date was to South Street Seaport, where we just talked.
Oh my God, that's like the best. That's like the best.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are things like that you can do out here in Orlando.
Really, where?
But I don't know where they are. I really don't know.
Where?
So, and this is something I have to ask you. So you're a single young lady, incredibly beautiful.
Thank you.
There's no slackness on the beautiful for you.
Thank you,
But
thank you. That means a
don't
lot.
thank me. It's all you. I'm just a
my moms
spectator.
and my pops. Thank my
There you
moms and
go.
my pops.
There you go. I'm just a spectator there. But being a single young lady, divorced, and I could only imagine looking to entertain a new life with someone. Are you open to new opportunities?
I was. It didn't work out, and that's okay, which really kind of put for me in perspective a lot of things. Right now, I'm at a point in my life where it's not something that I'm looking for.
But if it happens,
If it happens, it would have to be a divine intervention. It would have to be something that is honestly, that's really meant to happen. Because now for me, it's like, okay, what are you going to add to my life?
Yeah.
What are you going to add and not take away?
that should always be the questions you ask.
Here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm doing. Here's where I'm going. How are you going to fit? And what are you doing? I think a great question to ask somebody is just like, so any traumas and chaos that you have gone through in your life, and have you healed from them, and have you moved on from them?
So you bring up a really good point. You're a divorced young lady with a child, open to opportunity but not seeking.
No.
How do you go on a date? I'm a married man. I'm not out there looking. But where do you even, especially in a place like Orlando, where you can't just really bump into somebody in a supermarket, or you're going on the train and, hey, I've seen you every day. I don't think that really happens.
That doesn't. It does not.
And that's like that movie type love.
Yes.
And so when you said Tate Diggs, I was actually thinking Lorenz Tate for some reason. I have no clue why. And the reason why is because one of my favorite movies, Love Jones.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And that, when I think of Love Jones, that is what people think of when it comes to falling in love. That process where they're good and bad, but you know what? I was really feeling this person. We was vibing and how we met and everything. But I don't know how that can possibly, I personally just don't see how that happens in a place like Orlando.
This was oh my God, it's funny. It's like you just picked my brain because I thought about this a couple of years ago. How do people meet? How do people date
Apps.
here? How do they get together? Because I'm just like, I just don't see it. How does it happen? How does it work here?
Apps. I've interviewed people and apps. People are so shy. People don't know how to talk to people anymore.
No.
It's very difficult for a man, for some, to approach a beautiful young lady. They don't know how. They're shy. They're this, they're that. Oh, I'm not good enough. First of all, if you don't believe in yourself, then be by yourself.
I agree.
Because you got to bring something positive to somebody else's life.
First of all, you have to love yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be in love with yourself. And I don't mean, oh, you're like conceited into yourself. I'm talking about you love yourself. You believe in yourself. You're this person who you have to learn and accept and love being with yourself first. See, a lot of people don't like being by themselves because they have to face the reality of who they really are. When you get to that point where you're like, I'm ready to meet somebody, I'm ready to bring somebody into my life and share who I am.
I've always thought I was an incredible guy. Still believe so. And anyone that knows me know this is true. I believe myself to be a blessing in anyone's life that I meet. And I used to approach females. You should give me your number. And my cousin was with me one day. He said, hey, listen, man, you gotta stop that. You have to stop that. He said, listen, you look like a killer. Telling a young lady, you should give me your number. You look like a killer. And he said, hey, man, you gotta show some teeth. You gotta smile. And it's the truth.
Just be yourself.
Just from then, I have tickled my way into many of hearts.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because you have to have personality, charisma. You have to have, it's not about your money. You don't have to be rich to meet beautiful women. You have to have charisma.
Right.
You have to have personality. Gives them something to hold on to. Women, sure, they would love a guy that's rich, but they're going to leave a rich guy if he's dry. Or they might have a side boob.
Well, I'll tell you from what I've realized about just being here and dating. And I agree with you. Having charisma, but just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. Just say, hi, my name is Jay. How are you? How are you doing tonight? Just what do you like to do? May I buy you a drink? Gentlemen, here's chivalry has gone out the door. Okay? It's very few men. It's almost like this dying.
Why do you think chivalry's gone out the door? I think chivalry has been forced out the door.
I agree with you.
Chivalry has been forced out the door. And this is the thing. I have been one. I don't understand some of these things. Now, me walking to my car, we're both getting in my car. I have to go open your car door, let you in, and then I have to come around and you don't even open the door for me yet? Come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
See?
there's certain things.
No, I agree with that. If a man opens the door for me and I sit in the car, I'm going to lean over and I'm going to open up the door for him.
That something like that so slight is greatly appreciated.
Right, but it's crazy because it goes both ways.
See, chivalry is not a thing just for men. It's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street. There are women. I actually met a friend of a friend's. Nice guy. Guy in early 40s, doing really well. His plan was like, oh, I want to retire to Cuba, early retirement, but I want to have a house there and so bad. But nice guy, very chivalrous, I have to say. And just meeting him as a friend at a friend's party. And then I'm saying, well, I'm looking at him and I'm just like, he's cute. There's something cute about him. There's something really cute and charismatic about him. Like you were saying, charisma, personality, and he was just funny.
Gentlemen, get your charisma up.
And I'm just like, how come you're not dating anybody?
And what was his response?
And he was like, oh, let me tell you. And I'm like, okay. And he says to me, I was dating this one girl, beautiful girl. And he goes, and I was being a gentleman. I'd open up the door. She's like, I don't need you to open the door for me. I can open it for myself.
That's the last time.
And then he's like, I took her out to this beautiful restaurant. I wanted to have a beautiful meal and just kind of just show her the type of guy that I am. And he's like, she's sitting there taking pictures of the plates and putting it on her Instagram.
Ah, damn. I get it.
Do you see? It's like, and I see it both ways. And then she was like, why? I don't need you to be so nice. Why are you being so nice? And this and that. And it's kind of like there are women that if you're they consider you to be a punk if you're a nice guy.
I had a girlfriend.
If you open a door, if you
Yeah.
do this, if you do like, so you want a hard guy. You want a hard
Yeah.
guy. You want a hard guy, a guy who's gonna treat you like
if he don't give you
like
a black eye, he
crap.
don't love you.
Right? He's gonna give you like creepy like crap and like this and all that, and that's telling you what.
I had an ex-girlfriend who told me I was too nice. I was like, all right, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Listen, I don't change being myself to fit you.
Mm-hmm.
So she's where she's at. I'm where I'm at, and I feel incredibly blessed. I live a beautiful life being the man that I am.
Right.
And hopefully she's with the man that she loves. She's more than likely listening. So I ain't gonna talk bad about your dude or not, your relationship. But this is the thing. You have to stay, like for a gentleman like that, stay true to self. Continue being that gentleman until you meet that young lady that's going to appreciate what you bring, the value.
Of course.
The value. Because for someone like you who picked up on that and found him attractive, I must ask, why did you not move in?
Because that's not where I'm at.
Okay. About timing.
It's also about timing. I'm not there yet.
I feel you.
I'm not there. Like, my time will come.
Yeah.
And it will come. For me, I need to get to where I want to be. I need to set those steps, which is what I'm doing.
Stay open, though.
I'm on that course. And you know what? I had a friend of mine. I have a really good friend of mine. I'll be honest with you, Jay. Walls. Bigger walls than
Chop them down.
I have walls, doors, locks, everything.
It's like a project door when you go knocking somebody.
Medieval doors.
a moat. Gators.
Barbed wire.
Yeah, right. Bowser's house. I'm going to tell you, when I met my wife, that blessed day,
Yeah.
I had zero intentions to meet her. I was actually dating someone else at the time, and it just happened. She said it was my smile. I walked up to her. Someone was getting a parking ticket. My first words to her were the most asshole-ish words
What did you say to her?
that you can ever
did you
get from
say?
somebody that you don't know. She was just walking. She don't know I saw her prior.
Okay.
And I got out of my car, and I was going to say everything smooth to her. She walked by. I said nothing. I got in my car, got a parking spot. I came back, and I saw her walking towards a train. Someone was getting a parking ticket. I saw what she was looking at. She was looking at the meter maid giving a parking ticket. New York Life.
New York
$150 ticket. And I caught up to her. I looked at her. I looked at what she was looking at, and I simply said, "That's fucked up, right?" That was my first words to her.
Okay.
And she said, "Yeah, that is messed up." And I said, "You know what? You are so cute. You should give me your number."
Okay.
One difference. I was smiling from ear to ear.
Okay.
And she said, "I'll give you my job number." She gave me her job number. I'll never forget. It was a Wednesday.
Okay.
And there's another thing. People sometimes wait. You got to wait a week to call somebody. No, I called her the next day.
I don't know.
Who set these rules? I called her the next day. I said, "Listen,
Good for you.
you gave me your job
for
number,
you.
and I would like to go out Friday. Either you give me your personal number, or we revisit this next week."
Yeah.
She gave me her personal number, and we went out. I said, "Listen, I don't want to drive my car because parking is hard, and I want to go out a few places in Manhattan. So let's go on a motorcycle." She said it was okay. I was like, "Wow, she's really flexible," and I appreciated that.
Right.
We went to, I'll never forget, we went to a restaurant named C in Manhattan.
Okay.
We went to South Street Seaport, and we just rode around on a motorcycle, and it felt just like that movie Love Jones.
Nice.
And we've been together, what is it, 15 years now?
15 years?
15 years. I know, I just look this young and sexy.
No, man. That is nice.
It wasn't easy. I've put her through a lot. She's put me through a lot. Relationships, as I said, sometimes you got to eat some shit because trust and believe you have served up some shit. We've put each other through those things, but we're here. I don't think about the past,
Right.
but I do try not to repeat it, but we're here.
See, that's important. I can see making a mistake and saying, okay, I made a mistake, taking accountability, owning up for those mistakes and saying, let's move forward. What can we do to move forward with it? But then not repeating it again.
Yeah, it's all about that.
And it's not repeating it because it's being considerate for the other person, being considerate for yourself, being considerate for your relationship. But that's not always the case.
And as your family grows, consider it for the family.
Absolutely. And it's not always like that. Like I just see that the whole dating thing, the whole relationship thing, and just my viewpoint from being here. New York is a whole different. We got Love Jones going up in New York. Okay, we got Love Jones going up in New York.
I don't know what the hell is happening out here.
I'm just happy it's raining.
Yeah, because it's cooler now. Sheesh.
But down here, it's just, I'm going to get into it.
Get into it.
And it's about entitlement. People thinking entitlement. I want you a man, I'm going to get you a man. I want you a girl, I'm going to get you a girl. I don't care if you're married. I don't care how long you guys been together. I don't care if you're living together. I want you, I'm going to have you, and I'm going to do what I got to do.
But that's everywhere. And that's a big thing in New York.
I never experienced that in New York. I know it's everywhere. I agree with you. It is everywhere. It just seems to be more of a cultural thing here.
Really?
I've come across swingers, entitlement, the cheating, all of a sudden to...
But there's a difference in that, because swingers, and I did an episode with swingers.
I saw that. And I do want to listen to that.
Yeah. Swingers, from what I understand, because that is not the lifestyle I live, I will definitely put that out there. But they feel, from what I got from this conversation, that it's not cheating. One, because the other person knows about it. They're doing it collaboratively.
Right.
In which I could really respect, because they take out a huge aspect of what destroys a lot of relationships. So for that, I understand.
Okay.
A lot of that swinger stuff, I just don't understand. To each their own.
Yes.
But for me, not my cup of tea.
No.
But for those that can stay in a committed relationship and they feel that they're committed, but yet they have these exterior activities that they entertain with their spouse knowing about it. Some people can do that. Some can't. So I get what you're saying with the entitlement, but the swingers thing, let's say if you got with somebody and you got to a stage in your life when you're like, someone introduces you and they open that door for you.
Hell no.
You're like, yeah, chill.
Hell
not
no.
for me.
No.
Control Alt Delete, wrong one.
Pull the plug now.
You're
No.
like, oh, you want to do what? Oh, okay, hold on. Where's my car? Oh, I did not drive. Uber.
I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Damn. It happens. Damn, she must took a laxative in like 3 hours and she ain't back yet. No, you just not the shit, Playboy.
That actually happened to me.
Wait, you mean?
Oh, no. I see. That's why life is beautiful. So
Okay.
living up in New York, there was a time that I was actually promoting parties. I was throwing parties.
Oh.
Like back in the 90s.
A
You know what I
great
mean?
time.
A great time, of course. So throwing parties, picking a place, and I was working with this other friend, and he had a friend of his, cute, nice, and he was like, oh, I like you, and this and that, and talking to me, and I'm like, okay, well, let's get to know each other a little bit better. And then he lays this thing on me like, well, I want you to be my queen, and I will be your king. But then the king has his concubines on the side, but you are the most important one because you're the queen. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what era do you think we're living in?
Was his name Lord Farquhar?
And he's like, but you'd be my main woman, and you'd be my queen, and then the other, and I said, okay, well, can I have my male concubines then?
And what was his response? Because that's a big deal.
I said, well, no, because you're the queen and I'm the king. I said, what is wrong with you? I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I am not going for that. And he goes, why not? I said, because I'm not. I'm the queen. You're supposed to be the king. That's how it's gonna go. That's it. You want to have concubines? Then you're on your own.
So a lot of dudes cannot deal with the female being with someone else. A female's body is like a castle. And there's only one king per castle. But the king can have many castles.
They're not castles. They're more like palaces.
Okay. You ain't lying. Because once you get in, you don't want to get out. You get in there, you're like, oh, this is perfect. I feel you. Dang, it's like a palace, huh?
See, that's why.
Oh, all right now. That's why there's a moat around it.
Well, that's why now we're living in a time where there are queens that don't need king. And I actually had this conversation with a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. And we were talking about relationships. And she was saying something, well, I understand where you're coming from. And she's like, but sometimes you have like a little itch, and that little itch needs to be scratched. And you can just have like a friend like that who can help you out. And I said, no, why the hell would I want to waste my time? I said, no. I said, no. I said, this is a template.
And this is your friend saying, so she's open for side action.
She was like open for the side. And I said, look, do I want to have a relationship with someone meaningful and a partner? Absolutely. Do I need it? No, I don't. Want and need are two different things.
Oh, definitely the case, yeah.
Do I want it? Yes. When it's ready, when it's time, absolutely. Do I need it to make me a woman? Do I need it to survive? Do I need it to make me significant? No, I don't. And I said, for me, here's the thing. I've got better things I'm going to put my energy to. I said, do I really have a friend, have an itch? Let me tell you what happens half the time. Half the time, you go into that situation.
I was going to say,
No.
We got toys for that now.
You either are going to be satisfied or you're not, because not every person knows what the hell they're doing. And then you're like, and then afterwards you're like, wow, I wasted my time. That wasn't that great. What the hell? I could have been doing this. I could have been doing that. That could have been a better use of my time.
Could have been folding my laundry.
Right, exactly. I could have been washing my hair.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, is it really worth it?
I'm going to tell you about that.
It's not.
A lot of people do entertain side action.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if that's what floats your boat, rock on. The thing about it is, I think that it's entertained because it's not what's normal.
Exactly.
It's not what's normal. So, truth be told, I've been the side boo to many of few life past. It's really because it's not the norm.
No.
It's not the everyday. You have your everyday, and this is just exciting. It's just exciting. That excitement comes to an end. There's females that would say, oh, I just want to leave and be with someone else. Sweetie, it's just going to be wash, rinse, repeat. It's wash, rinse, repeat. And it's a never-ending cycle. So you don't really leave your main for the side. You don't dump the burger because you had some onion rings. The onion rings are not going to, you got to eat a hell of a lot of onion rings to do what a burger does. So you don't do that. But I get it.
But why even go there?
I get it. People do it because
Why even go there?
I'm telling you, the excitement. It's about the excitement, and that excitement is temporary. And another part of that is, like I say, with your friend who says that she needs an itch. Sometimes the person that you get to scratch that itch may want to be that burger. When you have your fries that want to be the burger, you have a problem. You now have a problem because people are not playing their position. People are not playing their position. And then you have a side boo that wants to be the main boo, not understand that you already have a main boo. And you know what you now have?
See, now that becomes now entitlement.
Wait, you have a tangled web to weave. And your life just got messy
Yes, it did.
real quick. So
There are different levels of cheating.
I'm going to have to agree.
There are different levels. There's, like you said, there's those that cheat for the excitement of it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I can get away with it. There's those that the cheating is not intentional. It happens because you're lacking something in your relationship.
Agreed.
If there isn't affection, let's say there isn't love, if your sex life isn't all that great, and now here comes along this person, you're not looking for it, and now gives you those things that you do not have, that you're missing in your relationship, then you kind of very easily fall into that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's just the person who's like, I'm going to do it because I can get away with it, and that's just how it is, and this is how I am, and that's insecurity, that's childish, that's selfishness, and that's a lack of like wanting to really grow up there. And then there's the person who just doesn't believe in monogamy. So then if you don't believe in monogamy, then why are you in a relationship?
Culture and trained.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trained.
I agree.
Culture and trained. I know a dude that is fully married. I've never met his wife, but she seems like she's a great person. But he also has a side boo, and he entertains his side boo as if she's a wife. I told him, why are you doing that, bro? Why would you want to have two wives? Why are you treating your side life like a wife?
And that happens.
But why?
And that
You're already
happens.
married. How about you just dedicate all your happiness and misery to your wife?
Right.
Why have double happiness and misery?
Okay, what was his reason? I'm curious.
He really didn't come up with. He said, you're right.
And he didn't tell you the reason why?
No, he just said, you're right. I said, yo, man, you were doing it wrong. Yeah, he really had no response as to why, but I get it. It's the excitement. It's the thrill.
Yeah, but the excitement and thrill, I get if it happens one night. If this thing becomes a monthly, a weekly thing, and it goes on, that's no longer an excitement. Now that just becomes some kind of an addiction, some kind of a habit.
It's a chore.
Well, yeah. Excitement is like, I did it for the one night. Oh, it was crazy.
I can see how it can be.
And maybe a couple of months of excitement.
I can see a couple of months. I can even see a while, but it all depends on how. But when you are entertaining dinners, events, you entered into a full-fledged relationship. Chill. Like, I don't get it. But that's just me talking sweet with Sweet Baby Jay. You never know what you're going to talk about. So you're going to be moving back to New York. And how are you going to be looking for a job?
I have a couple of options. I can go back to finance. But then again, the new opportunities that have opened up for me, I have a feeling that that's what's going to get me back.
See, and that's the beautiful thing about New York. Always opportunity.
Absolutely.
I've learned to position myself where opportunities always open up for me. And I can see the same thing happening for you. But New York City, you can literally leave a job and get hired for a new job in the same day.
Yes, you can.
And you don't even have to be dressed for it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's really strange and beautiful at the same time, which I'm not sure if that same thing is the case here. I think it depends on what field you work in. I've had people offer me jobs while I was drinking with them. And I was like, yeah, all right. but they were really serious. Like, I'm in a very good position right now, bro. Thanks, but I'll take your number because you don't know how long that good position is going to stay.
Right. Have you noticed one thing? And this is something I've noticed. So in living here, when I was living in New York, say that time goes fast. Everything goes fast. Time goes fast. Blah, 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 blah. Everything's like fast moving. And then I moved down here and it's supposed to be this much more slower paced style of life. I have noticed in the time that I've been here that time goes so much more faster here
I'm glad we're saying that.
than it does in New York.
I did not. I was saying that to my... Wow.
Bro.
Ladies and gents, shit is happening because I thought about that.
Yeah.
It really seems like it really seems with true wash, rinse, repeat. Like it's like next day, next day, next day, next day. Where because you're not really enjoying the day. You're not really enjoying a walk in the park. I miss Central Park. Oh gosh. I miss even.
I always enjoyed my day. Listen, it's like you get up, you put on your
Even
New
through
York one.
Even through the hustle and bustle.
The hustle and bustle, but it's like you remember.
Yeah.
Like you get up, you watch your New York one, or you watch your like Fox 5 in the news. I used to watch. I used to love what? My God, what was it? Rosanna. What was her name? Rosanna something. And then I used to love
Scotto?
watching. Yes, Rosanna Scotto.
I'm mad I remember that. Gosh damn.
Yeah, Rosanna Scotto. And then there was Mike, who was like the weather guy, New York one. And then you get up, you're getting dressed, you're good, and you're like, okay, you look out the window. Oh, it's raining today. Oh, it's sunny today. Oh, it's kind of cold today. Oh, it's gonna be snowing today. So you're remembering these fragments of your day. You get up, you put your coat depending on the weather. You walk out your door, you got your Walkman on. You're looking at your phone, right? Then you go to the corner.
Stop teasing me.
Right? So you go to the corner. If it's your deli or if it's your Starbucks and you go and you get your coffee, then you go down, you get on the train or you hail your cab, right? And then you go on to work and then you get into your work and then, hey, everybody, bye-bye, and you're doing your work and then you go out to your lunchtime and then you get out and then I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to meet up
Happy
with friends
hour.
for a happy hour, right? Or you're going to do this. But it's like, that's like, you remember that. You get on the subway, you remember, you see the...
Even if it's a homeless person.
Right,
you remember.
but if you get on the subway or you take the bus, you see that routine, you see the same people, right? Because it's on that same time schedule. So you see those same people, you see those familiar. These are things that it's a daily, but it's recorded here. And it's really interesting because this is what you're going, this is your routine, da 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 da, right? But yet the day,
Just
it
overlaps.
doesn't fly.
Overlaps.
But it doesn't fly.
You know,
And then down here, you're in your car. So you get up in the morning like, it's sunny. I'm getting in my car. Then you get in your car. Then you get on the highway, depending where you go. And you're not really paying attention. You're not looking at anybody. You're trying to drive because you're trying to also freaking like defend yourself because these are the worst drivers in the world. There, I said it. And it's like, I'm trying to drive to make sure that I'm not killed. And I've got this guy with no flashers and this one. And I'm trying to get here. And then I get there. And then I get over here. And then there's no view. There's nothing. I don't see buildings. I don't see trees. I don't see sky. I don't see weather. I don't see change.
So how about this? When I first moved here.
And then I can be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And next thing I know, I'm like, I got to the gym. I did this. I got my daughter to school. Then I'm doing my stuff, whatever. And next thing I know, I look and I'm like, 12 o'clock.
Bedtime.
It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, where the hell did 6 hours go?
Yeah, I definitely see that. When I first moved here, my wife and kids were not here with me. And wife was asking me, how is the weather? So I don't know. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to be at accounts by 7. So I spend 2 hours in the car driving to these accounts that are 2 hours away. I'm indoors all day until 7, 9 o'clock and I come home. I don't know how is the weather. I don't know what to tell you. And she just did not understand what I was saying. Yeah. But my days were really wash, rinse, repeat. There was no excitement in my days.
None.
There was nothing that I said, hey, I met these great people. And a lot of people were assholes. I got to say,
a lot of people here are assholes. The majority of people here are assholes.
Man.
Okay?
It was definitely strange. Listen, Orlando, love you guys. Not knocking you, but there are a lot of people that are assholes. Just like New York, but it's a different type of asshole.
It's the asshole that tells it to you in your face.
Yes, which I can respect. Yes.
Which is like, hey, they're going to curse you out, tell you, hey, get the hell out of my way. What the hell are you doing? At least it's in your face.
Don't tell me.
It's not like that.
Hey, it's funny. I knew we were going to do this interview and just let life happen. I was at some parking lot and some lady was driving by me with a passenger. And I knew we were going to talk about New York, the difference between New York and Orlando. This lady was driving by me and I thought she waved, but I wasn't sure. I just heard the person in the passenger side look out the window and say, you're not going to wave back, you asshole. I'm like, well, I wasn't sure that you would. But it's like, so people will wave at you, and if you don't wave back, they think you're like the scum. But in New York, nobody's waving at anybody. I like it. You give a head nod, you keep it pushing. A head nod is a wave.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I'm surprised we even got that down here, because sometimes I'll just wave to somebody. Like, there are times people will wave. I'll give you an example. If you let somebody go, if you make somebody make a turn, it's a stop sign, make a turn, hey, go ahead. Or sometimes you're going on a street, only one car can go because there's cars on either side. Here, go ahead. And they give you a wave and you give that wave. And then there's people who just don't.
You don't.
I think people have this misconception about New Yorkers, saying New Yorkers are so rude. No, New Yorkers just don't deal with BS. New Yorkers will tell it to you how it is, and they'll acknowledge it, and this and that. Down here, it's not like that.
So people are also, what I've seen, people are trying to be too nice. I'm driving and I see someone where they have the go ahead, but yet they rather stop and say, no, you go ahead. Look here, idiot, you're about to cause an accident. Go about your business and move on. Why? Stop trying to be so nice.
I appreciate those people.
I don't.
I do, because it's like, wow, it's actually somebody who's very nice.
No.
And I'm like grateful.
Not
There's
me.
somebody nice here.
I'm like, you idiot, you're about to cause an accident. Just because you want to be nice, if you have the right of way, take it and go about your day. Why are you waiting for someone else? I've seen people where they had the right of way and they stop and they're like waiting. There's a car racing behind them. No, you jerk off. Go the flow of traffic. What are you waiting for? It's a difference. It's a difference.
And I'm grateful for it, because it doesn't happen a lot.
Keep it moving. Happen a lot. Go about your business. Do what you got to do and get the hell out of here, okay? Stop trying to be so nice. You're going to cause a damn accident. See? And so with that being said, it's not all about Florida or New York. It's about our individual likes and dislikes, expectations, things we like and don't like. And just sometimes the place where you live is just not providing everything that you need.
Absolutely.
And you just got to relocate to that spot that makes you feel whole.
Listen, I've been here 6.5 years. I think I might have said that to you at the ice cream shop. Maybe I didn't. But I've been that puzzle piece. It's like I'm that triangle trying to fit into that square socket, and no matter how many times you try, it's just not gonna fit.
You tried, but it's not for you.
I tried, and it's not for me.
It's good to know that.
I tried it, and it's just not for me. It's like, you know where you fit in. You know where you belong.
That's an important piece of life.
And I don't fit in, and I don't belong.
Know what's for you and know it's not for you. That's a very important thing in life.
It's not. It's not. It's when I go back to New York, and I'm saying I've gone back twice, just on a vacation thing. My stress level is down. I have no anxiety.
Orlando brings me a lot of anxiety.
I have anxiety to levels that.
I definitely feel you.
I have no anxiety. I have no stress. I don't get so worked up about things. Like I was telling you, my car got towed. I look out the window. My car's gone. Where's my car? I call the tow thing. Most likely it got towed because you had an apartment. Okay, so, I go down to the towing thing on the West Side Highway. I was supposed to pick up my friends for dinner. So it's like, okay, guys, a little bit of a delay. My car got towed. I'm at the tow thing. I get there before the actual car gets there. So, and I get there, I'm like, okay, my car's getting towed. The woman at the window's like, and I loved her. She's like, baby, it ain't here yet. Just hold on. And when it comes in, you see it come in, you come to me and I'll take care of you. I'm like, thank you. And that's just that.
I miss that.
That kind of loving like that. And then I'm standing there,
it's that I get you.
It's I get you, yeah. And then I'm standing there and I see the tow truck with my car. And I'm like, nice of you guys to show up. Thank you for showing up with my car. And the guy looks at me like, okay, anyways. And meanwhile, I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna pay the $185. Let's get the car out.
Gosh,
We'll continue. I'm gonna. And I
you know why you felt like that? Because you've had this.
Yes.
So you're like, I'd rather deal with that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And mind you, I had to go pick up one of my really good friends. I had to go all the way to Brooklyn to pick him up.
Oh, God.
For dinner. So, which I don't mind.
A lot of traveling.
Yes, but
would you take the FDR, go over the BQE?
What did I take? No, I took
59
the battery tunnel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Battery tunnel.
Yeah. So you went down to FDR.
No, went down West Side Highway. Took battery tunnel, Battery Park tunnel.
Damn, see.
Okay, so I went all the way down West Side because I'm a West Side girl. I grew up in Hell's Kitchen. West Side.
You know what I miss? I miss cafeteria.
Oh my God! Do you remember cafeteria?
I miss it. Oh
my gosh!
I miss it. I used to jog there when I worked overnight, and tell you that was one hell of a jog. I used to jog by all different type of characters, like looking like a young lady. Hey there, you look nice jogging. I'm like, whoa, you got a lot of bass in your voice for wearing that tight skirt. Hey, listen, young lady, I'm going to have to say it was an absolute pleasure here talking Sweet Baby Jay, and
Alger.
absolute pleasure. People come into your lives for all different types of reasons. You just drizzled beauty all over me, and I appreciate it. You shared it with the masses, and thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, and thank you for this. This was awesome. This was us like just sharing and talking, and
Sweetie, every second with me is awesome. We're gonna wrap this up, ladies and gents. Stay beautiful, be the best you that you can be, because you might hurt yourself trying to be someone else. Stay beautiful.
That's about it.